Hey folks, my name is Dave. Welcome to my shop here at NTD Racing. Here's Honcho. We got a couple days left to get to the Vegas to Reno. They just dropped the course map for that. We'll take a look at that here in a second. But first, get started with huge thanks goes out to Twisted Pines Adventure Rentals, Reno, New Mexico. Check them out. I'll talk a little bit about them more here at the end. Also, if you like this video, please consider hitting the like and subscribe, maybe leaving a comment. That sure helps us out. Let's go ahead and do a quick walk around of Honcho. I'm going to show you all the things that we have fixed, and we're getting ready for the Vegas to Reno race. All right, there is a bunch to show you here. Hopefully I don't forget anything. Let me just start from the front and we'll kind of go around and try to cover everything. To start with, we did wreck the truck back at the Baja 1000. We destroyed the upper, lower A-arms and the spindles. So you can see just a mounting plate right here. The entire lower A-arm has been rebuilt. The spindle has been repaired and beefed up a little bit. The same thing has happened on the other side. And then while we were testing, we almost ripped off this bump stop. So this has been rebuilt and totally reinforced with some 3/16 inch plate in there. Now I get it, I think that the bump stops are indeed in the wrong place. In the future, we're gonna mount the bump stops up here and have them land at the top of the upper control arm. That'll be something we do in the future in the next truck. Continuing around the truck, we did roll it. So this is a new body, newish body on the truck. I'm using the old door because it rolled on that side over there. Didn't destroy the door, so I didn't want to change any stickers. So we did use that door, but replaced the entire body. We didn't roll it with the bed sides on, so those survived also. Looking inside the truck, a bunch of different changes inside here. First off, some of the things I wanted to change is I raised the seat height, so I redid the brackets. It also makes it just a ton easier to get the seats in and out, and that's a total bracket rebuild. And you kind of see it's a little Frankenstein, the old bracket, and this one that came with the seats, and we kind of added this one in between, so 3. We could probably pare that down a little bit in future builds. As far as the wiring goes, I did bring the fuse and relay box for the engine more accessible to the passenger, the navigator, while they're driving. Also, we added a whole bunch of lights to the front of the vehicle. You can kind of see now there's a bunch more switches up there. The bottom row is all the lights that are under the hood line where they basically won't blind the driver. And these lights up here are going to be just the backup. So those are going to be the ones on our light bar. We also have a switch in there that turns on our transmission cooler just in case we get a failure from the heat switch that's on the side of the transmission. Besides that, we just tidied up some of the stuff there and also made it such that this panel comes off a little bit easier if we need to do any maintenance out there on the trail on electrical. Continuing around towards the rear, just some little simple things. We did add a breaker bar and a place to mount it out here where it's easier to get to all your tools while you're on the trail in case you need to do any trail repairs. Just getting ready with our trunk. This is just a cooler that we got. I think it's a Walmart cooler. But basically, this is where we keep all our stuff. It keeps it dry, keeps it from falling out of the truck. And mostly, this is where all of our tools go during the race. Continuing around this side, we did, again, we wrecked it. We broke the lights, had to replace those, had to fix some of the mounting points for that. The transmission was an issue. So we did, if you watch my last video, you can see that we had issues with the transmission where we destroyed the low reverse sprag, and you can see me fumbling with my first transmission build, and I redid that. Another thing we're doing with the transmission, and you can see on the steering wheel, is we're trying to add in tap up, tap down. I'll be testing that once we get it out there to try to have more control of what gear we're in, and I'm doing a whole video series on how I add tap up, tap down to the 6L90, which will also work on the 6L80 transmissions. You can see right here, really important, we had to back up a bunch of times while we were out there at the Baja 1000, and it was just scary because you couldn't tell what's behind you, so I added in a reverse camera for the on the truck. The brake masters have both been replaced. Kind of a funny story on this one. Don't ask me how, but we ended up having a little bit of power steering fluid in our brake master and destroyed the sills for that. So we've replaced that, both of them actually, with 7/8 bores. We were running 1-inch bores, but we just weren't getting enough pressure, and it was really difficult to stop the truck. Now it's a lot easier with that smaller bore. All right, back around to the front of the truck. Something I'm really proud of. There's a lot of parts of this truck, that I've maybe pulled design ideas from somebody else's truck, like say the rear suspension and those kinds of things. It probably looks really familiar like other trucks. But what I'm really proud of on this build was what we did with the steering setup. And there is a video where I show exactly how I built the steering. I'll put that link in the description below. And you can kind of see how I have the Chevy Silverado's steering box mounted in there kind of sideways, almost at like a 45-degree angle. And I show why I did that. But here's the really cool part, and this is the slider. And this thing was working awesome. One thing I did notice as I was taking it apart is I split this boot open. I'm gonna go ahead and replace the boots and re-grease this thing, but I was worried about this slider becoming all bound up as it was going back and forth inside there, maybe picking up some sand and dirt. So this thing is just smooth as butter going back and forth in there. And I just think this steering thing is a thing. I paid, I don't know, you're probably looking at about $40 for this whole steering setup when you're talking about all the steel that's right here and the boots and those kinds of things, maybe a couple more bucks, but definitely not the $3,000 to $4,000 for a steering for a hot long travel front suspension. Really cool, and you can see exactly how I built that on that video. All right, let's go ahead and get to Twisted Pines Adventure Rentals. First, let me tell you a little story. So we camp a lot, and we like to go places. We go to Zion, we go to Bryce, we go to all those things. And here's Zion, and this is what you get when you're at one of the most popular places out there. Especially lately during COVID, you just get these massive crowds, and it's just crazy. And it kind of, I think, takes away a little bit of the fun. But you can go to places like this and get no crowds, and you can go hiking in places like this and be the only one out there. Where is this? This is New Mexico, and it's someplace that I think a lot of people are often surprised that you can be in New Mexico and in the mountains, and it's really an amazing place. I grew up here in Albuquerque on Cops, the TV show Cops a lot, but still a really cool place. But these are the two places I want to kind of talk about, and that would be draw a line between Santa Fe up into Taos, maybe over towards Los Alamos. It's kind of some of my stomping grounds I like to go to. And all the way down here also, if you want to take like maybe Ruidoso, around here to White Sands and Roswell, and make this little triangle down here. Two really cool places, which brings me to the Twisted Pines Adventure Rentals. These guys were really cool. We went down there and hung out with them, and you can find them on Facebook. I'll put a link in here. They have their telephone number to contact them and go out on a really cool adventure with these guys. Let me show you what that looks like. All right, getting a chance to rip around in these towns was really cool. And, being out here in New Mexico, it really kind of took me back to Baja and just the terrain that we saw. It was very similar. And there's all kinds of different terrain, whether you're in Roswell, you're going to see something totally different than what you would up in Ruidoso up in the mountains. So, and those guys at Twisted Pine, they're the pros. They're going to take you to where you want to go. Contact them if you're out there looking for an adventure. These were really great dudes and just fun to be around. And also, if you drop the NTD Racing name, they said they'll give you another 10% discount on an already great price. So please do that and support these guys. All right, well, I hope that gives you a good idea of all the things that go into getting these trucks ready for the next race. It really is a crazy existence for these things. They really only look good a couple days before the race. You race them, destroy them, and they go right back into the process to get them looking the way that they do in all the magazines and that kind of stuff. Before I wrap it up, I want to say one more time, a huge thanks to the guys at Twisted Pines Adventure Rentals. Get out there, check them out there in New Mexico. You definitely won't regret it. If you like this video, again, please consider hitting the like and subscribe button, ringing the bell for notifications for future episodes. Leaving a comment is a huge help to us. It definitely gets our videos seen by more people, and we definitely appreciate that. And with that, we'll see you on the next video as we get out there to Vegas for the Vegas Arena, baby. Take care of yourself.